Lisa, what is happening?
Well, we're about 60 miles or so from Baghdad. We are on the main supply route north. Really, when you see it, a huge war effort in support of the push for Baghdad. We've seen column after column after column of vehicles. Now, they've been passing through this area on their way on various routes up to Baghdad over the course of recent days. Remember, of course, that supply chain goes way back down, hundreds of miles down to the Kuwaiti border, ultimately back to bases such as Camp Commando in Kuwait. This, of course, is bringing supplies up to the forward positions. Remember that no army is ever going to go to war without ammunition and without food. So we're seeing stockpiles of the ration packs, MREs as the Americans would call them, stockpiles of water, stockpiles of ammunition, all being loaded up and moving constantly up towards the frontline positions.
Let's bring in our two defence analysts at this point. Lisa, for the moment, stand by with your pictures of that explosion. We'll come back to you. Francis, can we pinpoint where these pictures are from?
We certainly were told the lead task force of 3rd Mechanised Infantry Division coming up from the south was on something called Route or Highway 8, coming directly from the south, from Hilla. It's to the east of the airport, where we know other elements of 3rd Mech Division are based. Colin Brazier is there at the moment. I'd just like to say to Mike Vickery, what would you describe an operation like this, of motoring at, what are they doing, 25 kilometres an hour, occasionally brassing up targets at the side of the road? In British military terms, what would you call this?
Well, it's very difficult to know. I mean, I guess it is. It really is reconnaissance by going and having a look and seeing what's going on. So rather than sending in a small force, as perhaps they did in Mogadishu, and getting that brass off, they go up with a very large force. If it gets into trouble, it's big enough to fight its way out. And that's really what they're doing. So this is a very large foot, if you like, in the water. And I think they're sending in something that is big enough to see what's going on and to get out if it really comes into real big trouble.
And potentially to hold its position if needed?
Well, indeed, and it is, if you like, a rather smaller idea of what 3 Mech Infantry Division did right in the very beginning. Go on as far and as fast as they possibly can. And that's what they appear to be doing here.
Colonel, in layman's terms, what that looks like to me is a city that's been defeated, an army that's been defeated.
It is being defeated, certainly at the moment, but as I say, you know, city centre, I don't know how far they are from the city centre, 2-3 miles, and you know, always before them there's this thought that perhaps there is the Republican Guard, and perhaps they are pulling in towards the city.